Lesson 9. Why Network Marketing? Changes. Change is a law of life, and those who only look to the past or present are certain to miss the future. President John F. Kennedy. Change is the most fundamental fact of life in our world today, but as a rule, people are reluctant to change. We resist it. It has to do with staying in our comfort zone, which is part of human nature. But it's also true that what you resist persists, and when you push against a change whose time has come, it resists big time. The more you resist change, the more change resists you. Enlightenment versus endarkenment. Throughout human history, as changes have come to light, people have run around blowing out candles and throwing the switches, demanding continued darkness. In every field of endeavor, the arts, the science, medicine, business, most new ideas have met with resistance and rejection at first. And the more unique and revolutionary the idea, the more sweeping and vast the change, the louder and stronger people's opposition to it. It's not hard to understand why frightened, superstitious people in the Dark Ages or even in the 17th, 18th, and 19th centuries were threatened by new paradigms. The authorities threw Copernicus in jail, threatened Galileo, ridiculed Christopher Columbus, laughed at Louis Pasteur, even mocked Edison and Einstein. And even today, we still resist change. Let's look at some recent examples. The buying and selling of America. Once upon a time, back in the 1700s through the early 1800s, Northern America bought what they needed at small family-owned specialty shops. It was the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker paradigm. Then an Irish immigrant named A.T. Stewart had a very bright idea. He decided to combine all these separate little shops under one roof in one big store. In 1862, he built what became known as the Marble Palace. In New York City, a giant multi-storied building where shoppers could buy everything they needed for their households just by walking from one department to another. Department stores with now famous names such as Macy's, Lord & Taylor's, Sears, Woolworths, Hudson Bay Company, Marshall Field, Wanamaker's, and J.C. Penney sprung up across the continent. And we entered the golden age of department stores. Department stores offered consumers a new paradigm for shopping, a new and a better way of doing things. More merchandise, better pricing, better quality, more convenience. And people flocked to them. In 1900s, as many as 40,000 shoppers a day would march through the aisles of Marshall Fields in Chicago. Can you guess what happened next? Making money the old-fashioned way. The individual merchants who owned those mom and pop specialty stores were unhappy people, to say the least. They saw their businesses drop to next to nothing as more and more people sought the wider selection, lower prices, and greater convenience of the local department stores. The small mom and pop outfits started dropping like flies. Well, those shopkeepers didn't take it lying down. No, sir. They fought back. However, they didn't fight back with the new and better ideas themselves. Instead, they fought change by clinging to the old paradigm while fighting back politically. Since we were thousands and thousands of shopkeepers with thousands and thousands of votes, they lobbied hard and fast for their right to do the things the same old way. As we are all aware, protests lost out to progress, and department stores became the predominant shopping paradigm of the late 19th through the mid-20th centuries until the next new paradigm, the shopping mall, took a big chunk of their business. Remember, what you resist, persist. You'd have better luck standing in front of an oncoming freight train than to fight against a change to a new and a better way of doing things, whose time has come. especially when consumers love the idea. Shopping centers and malls. After the chain department stores took over the major market share in retailing, the smaller merchants finally came to their senses and embraced the new technology. They began to look for innovative ways to leverage the department store paradigm for themselves. As automobile made growing suburbs out of near city farmland, groups of small merchants got together in a collective way and formed shopping centers. A variety of individual stores all in the same convenient location. The zoning battles that followed, fueled by all the shop owners who didn't get into the new shopping center, were nasty indeed. Eventually, shopping centers too proliferated, and before long, developers enclosed them and put roofs over them. Kind of like when the chain department stores had done initially, and called them shopping malls. Malls quickly became a way of life in North America. Yet today, both department stores and malls are becoming old and dying paradigms. As futurist, Faith Popcorn says in her best-selling book, The Popcorn Report, like the corporation, the shopping experience as we know it has grown cumbersome, inefficient, a violation of trends. The big department stores are discovering that it is no longer possible to be all things to all customers. The shopping center is becoming a dinosaur in the grand scheme of things. Fighting a losing battle. No one and no thing is immune to change, including department stores, which are now losing the battle for consumers that they won a century ago. What happened? Monster malls, specialty shops, big box discount stores, catalogs, and e-commerce sites are eating their lunch. Purchases at chain department stores have dropped nearly 50% since 1974, while the number of shoppers at discount stores was up 65% in the same period. Meanwhile, e-commerce continues to grow by leaps and bounds, further eroding department store sales. Today, malls are facing the same fate as department stores, too many locations and not enough shoppers. So to combat competition, developers are running to Hollywood gimmicks to attract shoppers. Enter the mall as a theme park, shopping as entertainment, check out Century City in LA, or even better, Canada's Edmonton Mall, the Disney land of malls. Edmonton Mall, wow, a shopping mall that's 115 football field in size and houses the world's largest indoor amusement park, indoor wave pool, and indoor miniature golf course. There's a fleet of operable submarines, a full-size replica of Christopher Columbus' ship, the Santa Maria. And oh yes, nearly 1,000 individual stores. Know what's even more amazing? The Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota is even bigger. What's next? Put a roof over the state of Rhode Island. How's that for power shopping? I mean, that's what it takes to make a mall that works today. Unfortunately, even a Six Flags comes to the mall approach can't guarantee success. At last report, Edmonton Mall has lots of shuttered storefronts and empty parking space. It's tough to compete when your paradigm is sinking. Franchising. One of the most amazing innovations in how America buys and sells what it wants was and still is franchising. You know, 50 years ago, franchising was a revolutionary new technology and a new and a better way to retail goods, food products and services to consumer. And boy, did people hate it. Resistance, big time. Newspapers and magazines shouted bold headlines about what a scam and rip-off franchising was. Stories of little old ladies who lost their savings to some fil-flam franchise were everywhere. Even though some very big, well-known Fortune 500 type companies were involved in franchising, CEOs refused to allow their corporations to be used in ads or magazine stories, even about their own franchisees. In fact, franchisees actually came within 11 votes of being outlawed by Congress. Sounds a little like the first department store, doesn't it? Today, This one shaky, shady, and so-called scam is responsible for over 33% of all retail sales in North America. Franchisees sell nearly $1 trillion of products a year from 1,000 different franchised concepts, and it's still growing. What will this figure be once franchising catches fire in China? Scary, isn't it? Franchising was simply a new technology, clearly a revolutionary, very powerful, and a very, very successful technology, a new and a better and a different idea for the distribution and sales of goods and services, and even newer technology of distribution and sales. Is there a new next step in evolution of our free enterprise system? Is there a new emerging distribution and sales technology on the horizon that will outperform franchising, the current king of retailing? Yes, there is. It's called network marketing. And even more than department chains, big box discount stores, shopping centers, malls, and franchising that came before. Network marketing has been resisted, it's been misunderstood, criticized, laughed at, and lobbied and legislated against. Just like department store, just like franchising, who's laughing now? The pioneers. Direct selling has a long, rich history in North America, dating back to the 1600s when Yankee peddlers would canvass city neighborhoods and travel back roads from village to village, peddling much needed household wares such as pots and pans, candles, and the like. Then in the late 1800s, Richard Sears, founder of Sears and Roebuck's, installed the first formal network marketing compensation system by rewarding catalog customers with points that could be exchanged for merchandise or cash for referring friends and family members to Sears' mailed order division. In the early 1900s, an African American woman named Madam C. J. Walker laid the groundwork for modern networking opportunities by recruiting ambitious but underemployed black women to sell her hair and skin products for commissions. The uneducated daughter of slaves, Walker quickly recognized that personal growth was essential to success, and she opened training centers in several cities to teach her reps strategies for success. By the time of her death in 1917, Walker's company employed 20,000 independent sales reps across North America. The Guinness Book of World Records cites Walker as the first American female self-made millionaire. Mr. Sears and Madam Walker set the stage for network marketing by adopting conventional, unconventional approaches that would motivate everyday consumers to make money while making a difference in their lives and the lives of the family and friends. That's why I say the network marketing of a new millennium is such a powerful vehicle for financial independence. It has a history of continually reinventing itself by exploiting the latest technologies. As one industry observer puts it, the future's so bright you gotta wear sunglasses. I'm convinced we will see history repeat itself here. I'm convinced network marketing will surpass the astounding success of department stores and franchises, and that network marketing will revolutionize the way North America and the world buys and sells everything. Why? Look around. It's already happening.